Good morning, Buck Paul with Shiloh Pecan Farms. What I'm going to do today is I want to take you through the incremental growing of our trees. We're going to start with creek, and I'm going to show you slides with creek trees. So here's creek trees as they are standing in the nursery as of today. Going along with the growth that you should expect from our trees with good soil and a good management plan. So this is creek. This was planted last year. This was planted February of 19, just to show this is the type of growth that you should be able to expect, and it's what we accomplished with our trees. Following along with creek, this is where you want to get to be, and this is what I feel like our trees will help you to get there earlier. So I showed you 1 year old, so now this is 14-year-old creek. Started harvesting on it at 3 years old. From the 8th year to now, it is averaging 2,000 pounds an acre. So I feel like we have the quality of trees, we have the experience to assist you in it, and we have a reputation to stand behind it. Thank you.
Okay, here we are nearing the end of our program, and I appreciate everybody's attention and patience. And if you're tired of hearing my voice, then please just bear with me for another minute. This is pretty interesting stuff, recognizing some pecan history milestones, and one that we're going to recognize today. Just to move along our timeline pretty quickly, in 1846, Antoine grafted the first seedling selection at Oak Alley Plantation. That same seedling selection and variety is released as Centennial at the 1876 Centennial celebration. In the 1880s, there was a big debate whether seeds came up true or grafting was needed to get the variety you wanted. Coming up true means you can plant a Centennial and it will come up a Centennial. We know that not to be true today. You have to graft a Centennial, but it was a big debate back then. In the 1890s, a fellow named G.M. Bacon of Baconton descent establishes a pecan nursery 4 miles south of Baconton on the 2,000-acre DeWitt Farming Company, where Stewart trees, among others, were propagated. 1905, 10 acres in Freedom. Thousands of acres in Dougherty and Mitchell counties were planted in pecans as a real estate scheme. Fast forward to 1928, Desirable, a Jewett Success Cross, was released by Forkert from a research station in Palmyra, Georgia. Pecans are widely consumed as a substitute for meat protein when meat supplies were dedicated to the troops in the 1940s. 1968, Frank Weatherby irrigates the first pecan orchard in Putney, Georgia. Fast forward to the 1970s, big leaps, mechanical harvesters, air blast sprayers, and chemical materials used to control pests. Another big leap forward, 2007, China becomes a major consumer of pecans. In 2015, the efforts of two men created milestones that collided. It all began in 1988 when Dr. Darrell Sparks planted varieties in Athens, Georgia that would later produce 9 new varieties, Bird being the first. In 2003, Tom Stevenson planted a high-density block for experimentation. In 2006, Dr. Darrell Sparks planted a 25 by 25 experimental block called the Variety Block at Graham Pecan Farm in Leary, Georgia. In 2008, Tom Stevenson built a hedger and began hedging practices in Georgia, specifically Field 6 at Gravel Hill, where he had planted the high-density experimental block. In 2008, Dr. Sparks released the first of 9 new varieties that had been under development since 1988. Bird was this variety. So in 2015, the first 1,000-acre plus high-density orchards utilizing pecan hedging and many of Sparks' varieties were planted. Southern Hills Orchards, Branchville Pecan Orchards, and National Pecan. We believe that by 2025, these orchards will have sustainable Georgia pecan production reaching near 3,000 pounds per acre. In order to help market these pecans, another great thing happened in 2016. The APC was established. By 2018, U.S. pecan consumption had begun to increase. In 2021, the APC passes again, and the APPB is formed to collect funds from pecans imported from other countries. In 2022, we believe this U.S. pecan consumption will continue large increases. So today, in order to mark these milestones in our pecan history, we would like to present some awards that recognize the efforts of the men behind them. The first is to Dr. Darrell Sparks, in recognition of his industry-advancing variety releases. Tanner, Treadwell, Tom, Bird, Kennard, Morrell, Huffman, and Whidden are among those that will increase the production of pecans in Georgia. There are also 2 others under development that we hope will be released soon. In addition to these contributions to the industry, he's also the author of Pecan Cultivars, which has long since been considered the Bible of growing pecans in Georgia. He is also the author of many, many other very beneficial pecan research articles. Another milestone we'd like to recognize today is the practice of hedging in Georgia. Pictured here is the first machine that started hedging in 2008 that Tom Stevenson had built. It was a bold step then because everyone from coast to coast was convinced that hedging practices would not work in Georgia because we didn't have enough sunlight and we didn't have the right varieties. Thank you, Tom, for taking this bold step. Recognizing these milestones would not be complete without the recognition of industry-advancing support from people like Gerald Jones at Nilo Plantation, Glenn Pascal also of Nilo Plantation, and Jess Jones of Graham Pecan Farm. Without their efforts and their field research, none of these varieties would have come to pass. Thank you, gentlemen, for all of your help. There's no award here, but I'd like to give a quick shout out to the APC. Without the APC, we'd see a lot fewer articles like this. Articles like this are vital to getting the message out about this great, healthy crop that we grow and increasing consumption not only in the United States, but around the world. Thank you, APC, and congratulations on your reinstatement. Thank you all for all of your support over the last 4 years. The hurricanes, trade wars, and pandemic have made things hard for all of us, and adapting to my situation has been an additional challenge. But my family and I are making great progress. We are hunting and fishing again, and I also have an adaptive bike that is a lot of fun to ride through the dirt roads of Thomasville. I don't think we would have made it this far without all of your letters, phone calls, and visits offering encouragement and support. I am especially thankful for your prayers. Whenever someone tells me they've been praying for me, I tell them to keep it up. It's working. See you out there. Best of luck. Thanks for everything. Putt.